Hello. Right, let me just turn this down a bit. Okay, let me double check this. Hello, hi. Hopefully we're gonna get more than how many are watching right now. Let's have a look. Where's my link? There we go. 10, not bad. Okay. You should be revising ICT right now. Why not? It's crunch time, Monday. Crazy. Let me turn this off, put it to live. Let's have a look at the chat. What's the time? I'm gonna give it 1 more minute and then we're gonna start. Right, give us an idea. Oops. Apologies. Right, what do you want to do today? So, look, what I done. I have gathered all of your all of the past papers. There is actually, I don't know if you have looked at this. If you go to June 2016 or May 2016 exam, funny enough, it was actually to do with a gym, fun gym instead of a Maes Knoll gym. So it's actually very similar. So we could look at some of this. I thought it would be useful if we go through some of this stuff rather than do something else. It's up to you if you want me to revise this specific section. Hello, Ellie. I don't know which Ellie that is, but hello. Hi, Pixie. Right. What was I saying? I forgot. Right, this one. June 2016. This is to do with gym as well. We can look through some of this. And I would say how I would reword it for Maes Knoll gym. So that would be a good one. If you want me to do... okay. Pixie wants me to do DMS. I could do DMS as well. But give us some ideas. I want to start because now it's 3:30. I can stay till 4:35. We'll see what we can do. If at any point the voice drops or you cannot hear me, do let me know straight away so I can fix it. Hi, Levi. Hello. Right, I'm gonna start with this one, and then we can go through it. Can we? Okay, Emmy wants to do networks and databases. +1 networks. Okay. Right. Alright, let's start. I'm gonna do networks. I'm gonna see if we have any network question in here, in this one. And if we do, right, I'll bring up my PowerPoint and then we do some networks then. Database please, network please. Okay, we could do, no problem. I think it was in video 1, networks. I'm gonna go through the areas that I think is gonna come up because again, crunch time, that means we need to make sure we revise efficiently. Right, if it comes up with how do you define a network and what is a network? Network is a series of computer. The whole thing is this. You need to say that series of computer devices connected for a specific purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is to share resources. The purpose is to communicate with one another. That is ideally how you should define a network. How does it connect? Easy. cable, which is Ethernet cables, or wireless, which is Wi-Fi. So two type of connection, group of interconnected computer devices. Could be mobile phone, laptops, tablets, e-readers, gaming system, whatever. The purpose, again, share hardware, share software resources, and communicate with one another. Let's have a look. In terms of your scenario, so if I go back and bring your scenario up, they're looking for central storage. So it could be an 8-mark question. It's going to come up and it's going to say, advise hardware and software needed to run a network system for Maes Knoll Gym. So what we could do, let me bring up Word. Let's say that question comes up and I'm gonna advise whatever, oops, Knoll Gym of hardware and software needed to configure a network. That could be a question, and then maybe the extension or the second, that would be part A. Let's say this was question, I don't know, 1A, and then you had the 1B. Network space, let me read the comments quickly. Rachel, hi Rachel. Right. Oh, Rachel is actually Disha. Right. 1B. Where was I? Advice names. Oh. Advise. Additionally, maybe. Additionally, advise what protocol? What protocols gym should use to secure their wireless network. So that would be a good 8-mark question, I think. Right, let's answer this. So the hardware and software. The first hardware, obviously they need to set up a server. So server. Then we need modem, router, switch or hub. Then we can, I will get back to the questions in a bit. Switch, hub, server, modem, router, switch, hub. I forgot already. Let's say PC. So workstation. I'm gonna say workstation. That would be Mandy's workstation. I'm gonna say Mandy, for instance. And then laptops. That would be personal trainers. Alright, let's define these very quickly. Server allows clients. Clients could be workstation or laptops. Allows clients to communicate. Communicate with the clients with the server and use hardware resources. So by that I mean is hardware resources. If the server is managing a printer, think about our school. Again, we have a shared printer. We got 22 printers in the school. Server manages those printers. So the clients are the PCs in every classroom. Or it could be in the gym, it would be the workstation of Mandy, or laptops or personal trainer. They connect to the server. The server then let them use the hardware. The hardware side of it, software side of it could be, let's have a look. Software licenses. Server additionally will manage software licenses. We could say user account. User accounts will also be managed by the server. Right. So you have user accounts, your login and password in school, they will be the same. So the server is going to be set up. Every personal trainer is going to have a user account and password, and that's how they can connect to the network. So far so good. Right, modem. Right, again, essentially what modem does, converts analog signals to signals to digital. Come on, there we go. Right, modem will communicate with ISP, which you should know is Internet Service Provider. Internet Service. I cannot see my keyboard because my mic is in the way. Service Provider. Super annoying. Right, so far so good. Right, router. This is your wireless access point. So, wireless access point. Again, I'm afraid this is going to come up as an 8 mark question, I think. If I were OCR, I would pick this one. Thank you, Samuel. Can you actually tell me what school you're from? And did you get the link from Tez? I'm just curious. A user account also be will also be managed. It should be managed. Right. Wireless access point. Wireless access point can be set up in your router. You get your SSID, which is a service set identifier. Service set identifier. And then the password is network key. Network key, password, or wireless password, whatever. There is all of that. He goes to the Maes school. Oh, you know him. Okay. Alright then. Anyway, router. On the back of the router, you usually have 3 or 4 Ethernet port. You have also. Let's have a look. I don't have an image of it. Anyway, router sends the data packets on their way in the best direction. Switch is a smarter version of a hub, smarter version of a router that will send the data packet to just the intended recipient. So if they have, let's say you're trying to send a document to the printer, it will find the best route to send the data packet to the printer. On the back of the router, again, you can physically connect a desktop machine to the router. That would be with the Ethernet cable. Otherwise, most people use router as their wireless access point. You set up your SSID, service set identifier. You usually won't hide it in a public place because you want them to access it. And I don't know, if I were to expand this, you could say service set ID, service set identifier could be set to MKGym, whatever. That's the one I named it previously. MKGym, and the password would be password key. Would be Wi-Fi gym, whatever. Right, hub and gym, or hub and switch. Could connect, so we can say hub can or could connect. Let's reword it. Hub can connect multiple workstation. Multiple work station together. Switch, smarter version of hub, manages data packet. Switch can, oh come on, can manage data packet. Right, that's done. So let's say so far we got like 3 or 4 marks out of the 8 mark. Workstation will connect to will Mandy's workstation. If I were to set up the gym network, I will connect it with the Ethernet cable, because I think she could do with a direct connection to the router, and most workstation will do anyway. We'll connect to the router directly via wired Ethernet connection. Alright, laptop. Personal trainer's laptop will connect wirelessly. We'll connect wire. We'll connect wireless connection to the wireless access point. Right, that's done. How do they secure it? So this would give you pretty much 4 or 5 or whatever the grade is for that question. I would say it would be either 4 or 6 even. Additional one would be how do they secure it? If you remember, I said just use this WPA2 with AES. So WPA2, it's a more advanced version of WPA1 and WEP. Let me find the PowerPoint. I can go through it really quickly with you guys. So. Network security. There we go. Wi-Fi protected access. Again, this is a faster version or more secure security standard protocol than the other one. Let's have a look at what Leah is saying. If this was 8 mark question, yeah, it would be. If this was an 8 mark question and he said, okay, name 4 devices and explain what they do, you would get the 8. I think they could be mean and ask about the security protocol in it as well. And if they do, again, it's just this one. Wi-Fi protected access. Let me copy this. Wi-Fi protected access to with advanced encryption standard, I think. If I am correct. Yeah, advanced encryption standard. AES, a better version of it. A better version of the previous one. So let's do that. So I'm going to say Wi-Fi protected access is a standard security protocol that I'm trying to word it. Wi-Fi protected access is a standard security protocol that router will use to protect the Wi-Fi signal. You don't have to put it in a very technical terms. WPA2 will use AES, which is the Wi-Fi should be that, which is encryption protocol. And encryption protocol. This will encrypt the radio waves of wireless signals. Right, this is how I would word it. That's it. Don't want to save it. Right, this is essentially your network question for this exam, I think. I can't think of anything that else is going to come up in terms of network. Is there any other area of network that you want me to cover? Or do you want me to go over any of them again? Or does this make sense? If you can take a screenshot of after this live stream, this video is going to be online anyway. It's on the channel, so you can rewatch it if you want to. But this is it. This is pretty much all the devices that you need to know. Oh, you want me to put this shit up? This, okay, I will, once I've done this document, I will put it up. So I'm gonna say networks. Networks. Did it. Whatever. This. No. Again, no bus, ring, and star network. Don't confuse yourself with stuff like that. No. How many long mark question would be in the exam? I would say at least 2 or maximum 2. Would you go over topologies? Look, I can go over the topologies if you want, but again, I don't think it's going to come up. But just to be safe, look, if you want to go over topologies, I can as well. Right, bus topology. I'm going to start with the bus topology. Alright, I'm going to get a definition and I'm going to show you the oh, come on. That one is good. Alright, let's go back to the live chat. Right, essentially in a bus network, every workstation, every computer, it's in a direct line of communication, in a linear branched pathway. So in a star topology, the communication works differently. In this one, again, most of the communication will happen in a direct manner, in a linear manner. So if I compare it with, I don't think it's going to come on. Again, this is like A-level topic, or GCSE computer science, star topology. Right, notice with this one, bus topology, there is no central server. Every computer essentially connects in one line, in a linear branch. In a star topology, which is a most common setup, you have a central device. So the central device could be your hub, could be your switch, and every single computer, every single workstation will connect to the central point. So that would be your star network or star topology. And again, the second one, the middle device will act as a server. Let's have a look at the chat room quickly. Yes, of course, Sophie, you need to know about the triangulation. It's in your trilateration as well. This is how the GPS will... right, node is... every workstation is a node. After topologies, we can do databases quickly. So, let's do ring as well, and then it's done. Again, I highly doubt this will come up. I'm going to put this on Edmodo once it's done. There is a huge disadvantage with ring. And I'm going to try to explain that as well. With the ring topology from the server, the communication has to pass through every single node. The node, again, the node in this instance is workstation. Has to pass through every single workstation before it gets to, for instance, look, if you look at the diagram, if we send something from this node, from this workstation to the printer, you have to go all the way around to go to the printer. And that's it. That's the 3 that you need to know. That's the main ones. The most recommended one, or the most networks right now in current setups, is star topology. You have a central storage or central point. That's your access to the server. That's all the nodes, all the workstation connects to that. Right, let's go back to the chat to see what's going on. Would you be able to briefly go over or go through each point on the preparation list? Could do. If you get a chance, I will do that. Can you scroll up to the bus, please? Right, this is the bus. Again, bus network is a network topology. All the workstation directly, so nodes, again, workstation. Directly, if you want me to write it properly, workstation. Ooh, come on. Are directly connected to a common linear half the place link called bus. Right. I will upload the document once it's finished. Yes. Last bus, star is the recommended one. Look, if it comes up, I would be extremely surprised. And if it does, you recommend star. Why? Because there should be a central hub or a switch that will act as a server, and every device, every peripheral device will connect to it. Imagine in the star network, star topology, we had a printer set up. So let's say if I were to draw an arrow, let's say from the server, from the switch here, and I put a printer, that will directly connect to the switch, and then everyone else, all the nodes, all the workstation can use that. Ring, huge disadvantage. Every single data packet needs to follow the ring before it gets to the next one, before it gets to the destination, I should say. So if you want to send it from here to the server, it needs to go through that. Right. LAN and WAN, sure. Let's do it quickly. Local area network. Local area network in a small geographical area. In classrooms, that's a perfect example of a local area network. Home, hospitals, factories. As long as it's a small geographical area, you will set up a local area network. So you have hardware for your local area network. It's pretty much the same that you put in your, we discussed in the network setup. Server, router, switch, cables. By the way, if you want to be really picky, I could go up. Do you remember we listed the... Let me just put some underlines for this one and make it bold. Oops. So, what we could have done here, we could have said cables. Because that's the only thing that I didn't mention, I think. Cables. And then you say Ethernet cable. Ethernet cable to connect workstations to the router or switch. There we go. Right. That is complete. Rest of it, once you set up this network, the other side of it is cloud. So it will connect to the cloud, and cloud would be the cloud storage. Look, I will mention that as well. So we have exhausted all of the possibilities of what is going to come up in network. Cloud storage, Jim can use cloud storage as offsite backup medium. There we go. Right, what should we do? Which one would the Jim use between LAN and wide area network? It would be local area network, unless they have multiple facilities in the gym. So let's say the gym was massive, it's a huge gym. They have different places, different buildings in the gym. Then yeah, they will set up multiple LANs multiple LANs connected together is wide area network. So if I go back to this one, wide area network covers again a bigger space, bigger geographical area, and is multiple LANs. Essentially having multiple LANs together. Let's say this was I don't know, the gym area 1, this was like gym area 2, gym area 3, and this is huge space. They got their own local area network. They're all connected together. That becomes wide area network. Right. Anything else about network, or should we move on to... Let's go back to the chat. Let's have a look. We want to do databases very briefly. Right, I'm going to do the databases now. And again, for security, just mention these two, please. Don't mention anything else, and you'll be fine. Right, so let's do databases, and we'll cover what is going to come up. Right, I've done the databases network somewhere. So if I go to my hard drive and I connect this, alright, give me a second, let me just bring my hard drive and then I'm going to cover it. Right, so databases. Let's get rid of that. RGS. No, that's the old one. There we go, got the databases. Right, let's have a look at the last question. Which one would use, I talked about that, the long mark question comparing storage devices. Would the gym use cloud storage or an external hard drive? Right, Rebecca, we're going to use, or they're going to use cloud storage. You need to recommend that because of the couple of advantages. The first one is off-site, so if there is, in case of fire or someone breaks into the gym, they can steal the server. But if it's off-site in the cloud, obviously that would be a much better solution. In comparison, in terms of price, would be cheaper than setting up a server. If you set up a server, you need to set up multiple hard disk drive. So even if you set up just one hard disk drive, still setting up a central storage would be more expensive than just buying a cloud storage such as Dropbox or OneDrive, and you pay the subscription. You have most of the storage online storage now have unlimited space anyway, and they can use that, so it would be relatively cheaper, easier to set up, and then you can use that. What else? I don't think that's going to come as a long mark question, actually. It would be a 4 mark question. You comparing storage external hard drives, which again would still be hard disk drive to cloud storage. And again, you recommend cloud storage. The downside of cloud storage, by the way, it's you definitely need the internet connection, of course, and the upload speed. You upload into the cloud, backing up. It's of course, it's going to be slower than if you had an external hard drive. If you have external hard drive, that's really quick. Obviously, you data transfer, it's much faster than uploading to the internet, because that is depending on your internet service provider. Right, databases. If there's any question with databases, do let me know in the chat, and then I will go over it. Right. Databases, collection of information. First part is easy. Database is a collection of information, but the second part is that is organized and easily. There's three things that you do. You access data. That is your gym members' information. That's their medical record. That is their subscription type of the gym. You manage those. If they leave, you delete their record. You delete their bank account. You delete their credit card information that you have on the system to comply with the DPA, Data Protection Act. You update it. Again, if their telephone, the contact number changes, the emergency number changes, you update that in your database. So that's essentially what databases are. Few examples of it. Again, library database, police database, gym database. You used Access for R002. This is why Access was used for and is used mostly for databases. It's because it makes it easier to move in and out data. So if a new member joins the gym, you make a new record for them. You add their information, everything is there. It makes it easier to maintain the validity. By that I mean running validation and verification, which is at the end of this PowerPoint. I'll go over it very briefly. You can perform analysis. You can have like sales track or track how many gym members have joined the gym in the last in the last month, and then you can have a graph. Generate statistics. That's another good reason for using Access. You can do automation, which is called macros. That's the last bullet point. Automate repetitive tasks, and you can create reports to share with the members of the gym. If let's say they ask for their progress report over the past 6 months, strength or weight loss, they can the personal trainer can generate a report and share that with the gym member. I will get to the foreign key in a second, actually. Right, in terms of database objects, you have tables, which is where your information is stored. Your rows are called record. Every member will have a record, and each record will have multiple properties. Properties could be address, name, surname, bank account details, telephone number. Those are called fields. If you want to search for a specific member, maybe, or specific birthday, specific dates, anything, you do it with a query. So gathers records for analysis or further processing. That's queries. Form is a way of interacting with your database. Instead of putting data in your table directly, you make a form that will interact with the table, and then when you fill it in the form, it will save it in the table. I will get to that, Victoria. How the DPA affect videos. Right, reports. Again, we mentioned it. Prepare data for export and printing. Automation will help speed up the process of certain repetitive tasks with databases. Automation won't come up, macros won't come up. Right, data type. We have got different data types: short text, long text. Again, this is unlikely to come up. This, however, might come up. Primary key and foreign key. In your original table, in the first table that you create, let's say you have your gym ID, first name, last name. You assign every ID a primary key. So essentially your ID is primary key, which is a single field that uniquely identify each member, because each member have a record. Each member will have a gym ID. That is essentially the primary key. In an additional table, let's say you have additional table, the second table called the payment table. The key that, look, I can I don't know if I have one here. I do have an example, actually. There we go. I thought I didn't. There we go. Let's say this was the gym ID. You got Robert as a member of the gym. His gym number is number 2. We have a contact table. We got 2 contact number for Robert. All we have to do, just link it from the primary key to the foreign key. That linking field, these 2 fields, the 2, those 2 linking field is called the foreign key. So I hope that explains it. Input mask. What is an input mask? We haven't covered it, I think, but it's okay. Right. Databases quickly. If I go to a design, whatever, first, last, I'm not going to do it quick. I just want to do it really quickly. Phone number. For the phone number, I could do an input mask. Where is it? Input mask. There we go. I'm going to show it in practice, so hopefully that will make sense. Oh, I need to save it first. Right. Essentially what an input mask is, it will allow the user to only input a specific format of text. So we know for a postcode, it would be this format. You got 2 letters maybe, and then or even 1 letter, but the format is specific. You have 7 or 8 spaces for postcode. For if we want to create an input mask for phone number, we could have one for mobile number, which is 11 digits. So if I want to edit the list, I can make one, and I say, okay, mobile number. I could change this to mobile, and I can create a input mask saying it would be always 07, wouldn't it? So if I delete it, 07, oops, come on. So that's always going to be there, and the 99999 can be replaced. Usually you want to have a hashtag or a sample data. You're going to have sample data. Where is the hashtag? Usually I would do it that way. I would put this as an input mask. I said this is the format that they need to adhere to. So it's 11 digits. Is it 11 digit? I don't know if it's 11 digit, but yeah. Just to prove a point, again, the 2 number won't change. The first 2 digit won't change. It's always 07. That is input mask. It controls what the user can input, or it limits what the user can input. That's input mask. Is that okay? Do you want me to cover anything else? Yeah. What Anya said. Again, you can have a date input mask as well. Right. That's done. Let's go back. I'm going to leave the PowerPoint or the databases open, or my access. Oh yeah, flat file and relational. Right. To keep it really, really simple, a flat file stores everything in a single table. As soon as the flat file comes up in your head, you should say everything is in one table. So the entire database has got one table, a single table. How the data is stored by comma, dash, or hyphen. So if I open up a notepad, let's do a notepad quickly. Let's say this was the gym ID, which is the primary key, 001, that's the gym. The first name would be whatever. And, oh no, address. Let's do whatever, random. There, that's the address. Phone number, 07, blah, blah, blah. Right? That is a flat file database. Once it's saved, it will save as a text file, a plain text file, separated by delimiters. This is what I mean. That means that each field, so you got the record, this is the first record. I could have this as, look, we could have multiple records, and every other record will save in a new row. And it would be, remember, 2, 3, 4 different, imagine this was different, right? The separator is called a delimiter. I could replace this with a hyphen, but you need to be consistent. So if it's the separator is hyphen, use hyphen. This is one of the files that you should know. That is one of the file format that is in your textbook. If they ask, mention or could you advise Maes, Knoll, Jim how to save their database as a text file, CSV. You have to mention CSV, comma, separated value. So this is this type. So if I save this text file, it will become, I could save it as a CSV file, which is a comma separated value. So every value is separated by a comma. I hope that makes sense. Right. Again, this is a example of flat file. Relational database. There's multiple table connected together. It could be more than 2. It could be like 10. You can have 10 connected together if you want to, by special key fields. And we know the key fields already. They're called primary key and second or foreign key. Primary and foreign key. And again, this is your primary key in your original table. Your linking field is your foreign key. That pretty much covers databases. In terms of validation check, if it comes up, it says how can databases could be improved by running a validation check. Give an example as email. Do the email one. It's so simple. You say format check. The database could include a format check for the email address field. For instance, the format check could check if whatever is entered has included an @ sign, or the user has included an @ sign in their email address. Because of course, if there is no @ sign, it's not an email address. If you want to mention another one, a good one would be type check for the age field. Let's say if I go back to my flat file database, let's say after my first name and last name, I had my age. I could run a validation on that. Let me delete this so it's not confusing. I could run a validation. There has to be it has to be digits. I could run a range check that the minimum age that a member can sign up to a gym is, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if it's 16. Could be 16. So if they do 15, it would give them an error. If I start typing something here, it should give me an error. I should just be able to type integers. So that's a type check. Data is the right type, such as integer, which is a whole number. Not float. Float is decimal numbers. Can you go over graphic user interface with an example like a GPS? Right, of course I can. Let's have a look. That wraps up, by the way, databases, validation and verification. Or validation rather. A quick last minute note about databases and verification and validation. It's not the same. Validation is not, please do not confuse this in the exam. Verification will double check if what they have entered is correct. Usually you can automate it. You cannot automate verification unless you do double entry. You ask the user to enter the same data again and again for twice, and they will check it if the both times was correct. The only example I can think of is password. Otherwise, they won't do. Imagine they had to input every single field twice. They won't do that. They do verification. But that doesn't mean, look, I could put in my data and it could be validated and is of correct type, but I could input, instead of saying I'm 33, I accidentally type 35. The data is correct, but it's inaccurate. It's not valid. It's valid, but it's incorrect. So it's correct data or valid data was incorrect. So because my age is like 33. To verify that, it could ask me to enter my age twice, and that's verification. Right, now that's done. We wanted GUI, didn't we? Graphic User Interface, SatNav. Right, I'll give you an example of that. Right, if I can find an example of this. Right, I'm not gonna put anything for that one for SatNav. I'm gonna put some stuff actually. I'm gonna try to find one that kind of makes sense. There we go. Right. let's say that was a sat nav on oh no, for the bike ride. But if you want to use a different one, let's do Google Maps phone. I'm trying to find a picture that we can go over the graphic user interface of it. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Can't find any good ones. It's annoying. Oh, there we go. This one is good. Copy. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna go over both of them. Let me bring up the chat so I can see it. Right. SatNav. If it's a traditional one, such as the one on the top, you have your graphic user interface. That is the software that is running on the device to visually represent, I don't know, the map, the time. It's got an estimated arrival time, when they're going to arrive. You have your menu system to interact with. You got your speed that you're currently traveling on. If it's a mobile device, it's the same. You have your estimated time to remaining to arrive at your destination. So it's 11 minutes left to arrive at your destination. You can adjust the setting of the graphic user interface of Google Maps to include the speed as well, the speed at which you are traveling right now. So again, it says how many miles are remained. If I zoom in, hopefully you can see it. 3.1 miles remains. It will arrive at that time. And 11 minutes left. Right, that's graphic user interface. In terms of WIMP is window, icons, menu, and pointers. Right, it will use WIMP, or it will include graphic user interface. It could include all of those. So we'll include menu. Your pointer is essentially the touch screen. Every time you click on it, that is essentially your pointer. Same with phone. You don't have a, say, like a traditional pointer like a mouse. Wherever you touch, that is your pointer. Menu system. Every sat nav, there is your menu system. Those three dots, that's the menu system essentially, or three dots here. Again, you got multiple menus. One here. Different layouts. Different graphic user interface. You got the menu system here. Different graphic user interface elements. You got icons. Plenty of icons here in both of them. That's essentially graphic user interface. Right. Can you go through the scenarios and tell us what type of question might be in the exam? God. How long do you have? It takes forever to go through the whole thing. Let's have a look. Right. Is there any specific area you want me to cover? Look, I can't go through the scenario. It's going to take forever. I could predict some, and I have over the past, whatever, the 2 months almost. If I look at it, the video one, where was the video line? So easy. I can predict one. This is 100% guaranteed this will come up. I'm willing to bet on this one because it's so obvious. They couldn't make it more obvious, that one. The personal trainer wants to use video or create video, motivational video. And each week a new video is recorded and posted on the gym website. There is a couple of things they can link to this. The first is the most obvious one. What software would you recommend? A video editing software. What is it and what does it do? Let's bring up your textbook quickly. I'm going to show you exactly what's in your textbook. That's what you need to write down. Essentially, a video editing software is a software that allows you to edit, cut, connect different scenes together, add effects, add title, subtitle. This is by guaranteed. This is going to come up. Don't know how else to say it. Alright, video editing. I would be so surprised if that doesn't come up. It's crazy because they made it so obvious. Come on. Video editing. Video editing software. There we go. That's your textbook. Video is taken with a digital camera or captured from a webcam, as I'm doing right now, and as I done with all my videos. I'm just using a webcam, not a fancy camera or anything. And editing software will edit those together, so that's what I use. I use After Effects and Adobe Premiere to edit my videos on for my YouTube channel. And I remove, there's a lot of outtakes, there's a lot of nonsense that I have to cut out of my videos. I remove unwanted sections. If I talk for too long and it's just lots of gibberish and nonsense, I cut it out. I join it together, I put an intro, I put an outro, I put a bit of a soundtrack, or I change the speed of the playback. I add overlays and titles and subtitles. Make it look pretty and export it and done. That's video editing software, right? What else? Alright, let's go back. What they could do, by the way, if I go back to your scenario, they could link this. Look, this part is so important, and post it on the gym website. I will guarantee you they will link this to bandwidth. It will link it to saying what they need to take into consideration, what the personal trainer need to take into consideration when uploading videos to their website. Bandwidth. The available bandwidth will determine how fast a file such as video, look, it's so clear, such as video can be downloaded or even uploaded. It doesn't say uploaded, but in this case it will be. See, even actually say it. A higher bandwidth will allow videos to be played or streamed. I should have a look. I have a higher bandwidth right now to be able to stream. Actually, I don't know if I have any delays. I don't know if the audio is synced right now. If my audio is not synced right now, that means I have a low bandwidth. My audio, is it Tony? Start writing gibberish in the chat room, because it's gonna automatically hide it anyway. It's just you're wasting your time. Go offline and then do some revision. You're wasting your time. This is supposed to be productive. Bandwidth. You completely distracted me, by the way, which is super annoying. Again, if it's gonna come up, it's gonna say what they need to consider. The personal trainer, you say bandwidth, because that determines how quickly he or she, the personal trainer, can upload their videos on their website. I would say that's gonna come up. Oh yeah, file format and file compression. It is definitely going to come up as well. Video. Someone actually just asked video file format. Let me put it in the chat room. AVI is the most common one. If it's FLV. Look, the video file format that I use for YouTube, I'll show you. I'm gonna go actually to my. There we go. That's my creative media folder. That's my recording. R001. This is the first video I recorded for you guys. MP4. There you go. This is the look video final. That's my first R001 video. I recorded. If I go to the file format, it's an MP4 file format I used for YouTube. It's the same. The personal trainer will use similar. Just keep it simple. AVI or MP4. That was the resolution I used. My audio was 2 channels at 320 kilobyte bits per second. That's it. Those stuff won't come up. What will come up is MP4 or video file format. If audio file format comes up, it's oops. Actually, it will come up, by the way. I'm glad actually we're talking about it now, because this is the CSV that I was talking about earlier, comma separated values for databases. Again, mention this if it comes up with databases. If it comes up how the audio is recorded, look, they say microphone, don't they? They say they're gonna record notes, and then it's gonna come up saying look, microphone linked to the laptop. What audio file format would you recommend to the personal trainer to save their notes? You say MP3. Videos, you say, which is not here, which is so annoying, this textbook. It's MP4 or AVI or MKV. Is it possible that we would be asked why certain file formats? Right. Yes, I wouldn't think so actually, Leah. I don't think it's going. Not why. It will. They will ask you for a file format. 100% there will be a file format question. This is always has happened. Let's look at June. If I say file format, it might be here. I was surprised if it's not. Or let's do file. Encrypted file. This is actually, let's go through some of this and then we can link it to that. Look, this is again 2016 was also a gym scenario. wasn't Maes Knoll gym, but it was a gym scenario. Let's read the question. Instructors are paid for each class they lead. This could be Monday. Seriously, right? The gym instructor are paid for each class they are leading. Let's do question B first. At the end of each month, each instructor is sent an encrypted file which shows their earning for the month. Explain one reason why Bridget encrypts these files before sending them. Bridget, if I were to reword this, Bridget would be Mandy. So for that year, Mandy was Bridget, right? So this question would be, why one reason? In case the data is intercepted or the file intercepted and someone gets hold of the file, they will not be able to read it. That's why it's encrypted. Use encryption to protect the file before sending it. And encryption is via email. Right. Another one. Let's go question A. Bridget uses a spreadsheet to calculate this. I love this. This again, this is just so, it could be Monday. Bridget uses a spreadsheet to calculate how much instructor should be paid each month. Explain 2 reasons why spreadsheet software is suitable to calculating instructors' monthly pay. Number 1, you can use formulas and functions in Excel and do mathematical calculation. That's one. Second one, I blanked out. I have to think about it. No, let's bring up the, what's it called? The official mark scheme for this one, and then we can have a look. Again, I would definitely say this is going to come up. Where did I put my stuff? OBS recording, live stream. There we go, live stream. Again, I'm using the June 2016. Find this online. Mark scheme. I'm looking at 4A. Let's find 4A quickly. Don't want to waste your time. There we go. It was a 4-mark question actually, wasn't it? Damn, that's long. Right, spreadsheet. We mentioned functions and formulas to mathematical calculation. I should have linked it to the question. So what I answered wasn't actually good, because I should say formulas functions are used in a spreadsheet to calculate each month's pay. There. So that's 2. Let's do another one. Could be when you change one value, all the other answers based on the value will automatically change, auto update. That is true. You can have let's say you have a setup of you have your Excel set up in a way that once you change the hours of the personal trainer have worked for that week, it will automatically update how much their earning is for that particular week or month, or how many days they worked. It will just automatically update it and calculate it. Sheets can be set up, so multiple sheets in in a spreadsheet, you should know that Excel is you got Excel sheets, and you got you can have multiple. So you got workbook. So this is your workbook. You got multiple worksheets. So I can have multiple worksheets, maybe one for each month. I don't think they're gonna set up that way, by the way. And that's how it's used. If I move it up, I don't know if you could see it, by the way. Again, these are your worksheets. Let's go back. Let's do another question. Let's have a look. Samuel. Hi, Samuel. Who is that? The same guy from the maths? Do you do this Monday, or you're just wasting your time here? It's I appreciate the compliment, though. Thank you very much. Right. Let me see what everyone else is asking, though. That word, Anya, ups, whatever. I can't even pronounce that word. It's crazy. This is not gonna come up. That mark was just so silly. Similar to encryption. Okay. Yeah. Right. Let's have a look. He's just wasting time. He's ow. Sorry. If you're a headphone user, apologies for that. I just banged the mic. Right. We got 25 minutes. Look, make the most of it. You need to interact now. Ask what you want to know. We'll go over it. If you want me to just continue with this gym past paper, again, use this one. Please go through this one yourself today or tomorrow. May 2016 is on the website. All of it is the same. It's all gym. I'm gonna Mandy uses web authoring software to maintain the Maes Knoll gym website. Identifying one input device that Mandy can use to add text to the website. Keyboard. Done. That's it. One mark. Is it keyboard? Yeah, there we go. Keyboard. Done. Of course it's keyboard. What else? Web authoring software includes many tools to help create a website. One of these tools is spell checker. Explain how to use the spell checker tool improves the effectiveness of website. It will the author of the article can ensure that there is no spelling mistakes or errors in their article. And what else? Spelling check. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the second one. Spelling check, if it's misspelling, can lead to misunderstanding. That's quite good. Yeah. Right. Sam must be jobless. Might be. Yeah, I'd go do some work. Flippin' hell. Could the type of the printers come up? Yeah, type of printers. What do you mean? Like plotters and stuff? No. Printer, is it in your textbook? Different printers? Oh, inkjet and stuff. Yes, maybe. Actually, yes, it would come up. Potentially. Who asked this? Let's have a look. Who has printers? Olivia. Yes. Possibly. For a business, you use laser printer. Inkjet is too expensive for business. Because it will run out. It's not. This is learning. Is Sam doing the same one? Stop talking about Sam. Just gonna kick Sam out of the chapter now. No, I'm just joking. Laser printers can print large quantities of high quality copies in a short time. Yes, that's it. Olivia, thank you very much for asking that. That was a good question, actually. Would data capture form come up? Yes. Oh, hi, love. I didn't know you were watching as well. Yes. Data capture can come up. For you to design it, you mean? I would love for that to come up. That's an easy 9-mark question if it does. But if it does come up, we have practiced it to death. You should know how to design one for the gym. Right, where was I? Spell checker, we mentioned that. Identify 2 output devices that Mandy needs as part of her computer system when working on website. For each device, state its purpose. Monitor, to be able to view what she is working on, to be able to view the output of what she's working on. Mouse as a pointing device in order to interact with the software. Simple. C, 1C. Let's have a look. I might be wrong. Monitor, printer, speaker, headphones. There we go. Allows the user to see what they are doing on the computer. C is so straightforward. It's hardly rocket science. Keep it very simple, please. I know it might sound so stupid, you know, when you're doing it. It's like your GCSE and it comes up with questions like that. You're like, God, this is like year 7 stuff. It is. It can be that simple and it can be that easy to answer. And you just say it and it's done. Printer to print. Done. That is 1 mark already. Crazy, isn't it? How easy it is. Printer to print documents. Be nice, Ellie. God. Right. Go over the... What did Vic said? Can you... Oh, okay. Can you do the DPA with the videos on the website? Right. With the Data Protection Act, if they're recording a video for a website, which they are, they need to ensure that they have whoever is on video. Let's say in the background there's a gym member. They have to get their agreement before they're uploading it on the website. Otherwise, it's against Data Protection Act. And I will look at which one of DPA principles are they going to break if they don't ask. I don't know. Let's have a look. Where's my Word document? I'm going to paste this quickly. Right, these are the Data Protection Act. I just got this from the government website, by the way. Fairly and lawfully, limited specifically state purpose, used in the way that get relevant and not excessive. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Actually, doesn't necessarily link with the DPA, but you could still say it though. It doesn't specifically link with one of the DPA principles, but they still have to have the permission of whoever's in the video. That's what you see in a lot of videos, you know, on YouTube. A lot of you see some pixelated like faces because they didn't give the permission for whoever took the video for it to use it online. And that's all you have to say. Seriously, you don't necessarily have to link it to a DPA. But again, I wouldn't know which one it would necessarily link to. And I hope that answers your question. I'm not sure. Right. Would they have to fill out a form if they were in the background? Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. I like that. Tommy, thanks for saying it. Yes, they will have to give their consent to the personal trainer, to the gym. As long as they have the consent, yes, of course, they're going to upload it. That's fine. No problem. Pleasure. Right, should we go back to that? Look, I got another... I want to wrap it up around 5, because I think you should revise on your own as well. Because I don't want to take up everyone's time. 17 minutes to go. Let's do some more. Maes Knoll Gym. Again, I'm rewording every single one. Maes Knoll Gym website has a news section that includes photograph and articles about instructor and special event. Identify one input device that can be used to capture photograph to use on the website. Camera? Webcam? God. 2A. There we go. Digital camera, scan a webcam. I really hope it's going to be as easy as it was in June 2016. You will all smash this. All get distinction star on it. Mandy. Mandy is not very good at, she is not a very good photographer, and the photograph that she has taken often have to be edited to, I think is editing software, let's have a look, have to be edited to make it suitable for the use on the website. Explain one reason why the photograph may need to be edited to make it suitable for use on website. Right, couple of things. Convert file format to PNG or a smaller file size to be able to upload on the website. Another one could be color correction, cropping it. Anything that you do on any like mobile app, Instagram, whatever. All of those edits can be done same to the with the software. What questions are we answering? This is June 2016 questions. If we get 6, can you bring in McDonald's? What? Are you gonna bring in McDonald's for me, you mean? Yes, yes, big tasty with bacon. God. Oh, how is that relevant? I love it. Right. So that's it. Should we have a look? 2B. Is it 2B? She might take a picture of the gym with some rubbish on the floor. She could use the clone tool to remove it. Wow. Okay. Remove toilet block from the back of the photograph so that the photograph focuses on the... God, these answers is crazy. They pretty much accept anything that you put in the answer for photograph. Remove red eye, yeah, okay, that's okay. So that the people's natural eye is shown, okay, yeah, fine. Adjust the color, yeah. Adjust the lighting, fine. Crop it, yeah. Crazy, look at this answer though. Madness. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Mandy optimizes her photograph before she adds them for her website. Discuss. There we go. 8 more questions. Consider optimizing a photograph for displaying her website. Discuss the factors that she might consider when optimizing. Wow, this is a difficult one. I hope they're not gonna. Like, yeah, that is a difficult 8 more question. If it's for Mandy. Weird. I will go through it in a second. I'm trying to collect my thought. Is the PowerPoint you were going through on Edmodo? All of them are, aren't they? If it's not, those 3, I will put them on there. Yes. Not a problem. Let's go back to this. I'm just to see what they say in the mark scheme actually for that one. Question, what was it? 2C. 8 more question. Already in the 2. Difficult. Yeah. We could mention all of that. The more we mention, let's see how they mark it. To get the top band, at the top of the mark band, there will need to be 2 factors to explain the context. Right. We can pick 2 and explain it in detail. These will be for the clear discussion of issues. A specialist term where used will be used correctly and appropriately with a clear technical understanding. So, I'm going to say, firstly, for compression. We can relate it so much to get the maximum of 8 mark. Look, they only want 2, but the first one should be like 4 or 5 lines. How can you write about compression 4 or 5 lines? Actually, you can. You can say the data or the image, the photograph has to be compressed to a file format that not only will retain high quality but lower its file size in order for Mandy to upload the photograph to the website. She will need to consider different file formats suitable for uploading an image on a website. A PNG file format in this case is suitable for web image compression. See, that's already 4 marks, right? Oh, lossless or lossy? PNG is lossy. Oh, you can actually mention that as well, by the way. You can mention that, lossy. Lossless, sorry, lossless. PNG is lossless. No problem, dude. Dude, you're a legend. Right, don't distract me. Thank you, but let's move on. Right, image resolution, image size, we talked about it. Look, link compression with size, please. And cropping, we can mention it, and then we can mention some, like someone that we don't have a permission. Mandy can crop a specific image, or crop the image to make sure that if she needs to remove a portion of the image, she can crop the image. If, for instance, she doesn't have a permission of a certain individual that was in the background of the photograph. Could be that. So you can link it to that. Or removal of excess content that links to cropping, reduced file size, reduce the file storage, those two relate to compression. Reduced file size requirement is always internet requirement or the web hosting requirements. Quicker to download, definitely. So that's one thing we didn't mention for compression. That's another advantage. The smaller your file size, obviously the quicker the user can download as well. Alright. The drawback, of course, yeah, with the 8 mark question, you always have to see the both sides of it. If you compressing a file, sure, it's gonna upload quicker, but the resolution is gonna go down, and it might affect the quality of it. Again, lossy will reduce quality. The color range will get reduced. When you compress something, when you compress an image, you're compressing the range of color available within an image, and image quality as well. If she creating the image to be lossless, she is removing a bit of the image, which also makes the file smaller. Yes. You don't have to go into detail. Lossy means that information is lost when the file is compressed. Lossless, it doesn't get lost. An example of a lossy format is JPEG. Any question about this one, because I want to move on. I know it's an 8 mark question, but again, I'm glad we're going through this. But again, PNG is lossless. Right, let's go back to... We've done the 8 one. Right. Let's go with this. Members of Knoll's Knoll's gym who want to book a class have to enter user ID and password to log on onto the members only section on the website. Explain one reason why members only section on the website is protected by a password. This will protect the website from spammers. So only the gym member can have access to that particular area and post. What are they doing on the area? Oh, to book a class. So only the members can actually book the class. Right. Reduce traffic, reduce spammers coming in and booking, or someone that is not the member of the gym. So only the members of the gym can actually book it. So let's have a look at the mark scheme, see if we were on or off of the mark 3A. So that each member can only book for themselves. I didn't mention it, but it's okay. Restrict booking, we did mention that. Members only, we did mention that. That's 2 mark. How many mark was it? 2. Done. Simple. Look, you can have it in like 6 words. You already got 2 marks. And they give you like, I don't know, 4 lines. So that each member preferences setting details can be looked at by that member. I like that. I like the last one. Keep it private, not stolen or hacked. We mentioned spammers coming in spamming nonsense or booking something that they're not going to attend. That's pretty much the same. Be careful not to mark a repeat of question. Yes, don't repeat yourself. Then mark it. See, it's right there. You need to. The answer should be a form of reason plus you explaining that reason. So far so good. Because of DDoS, yeah, I wouldn't mention DDoS. You can only single booking, yeah, single booking, yeah, that is good. Right, software on the Maes Knoll Gym website stops members from booking at the same session twice. Describe one benefit of Maes Knoll Gym of restricting members from booking the same session twice. So other members can have a chance of booking for the same session. So that all of the slots or all of the available spaces for that particular class are filled in. Let's have a look. Spaces are limited, yeah, so that they don't have to waste the spaces on duplicates, yes. Avoid errors, yes. More accurate number of people, yeah, we mentioned that. More sessions will be available for more people to pay for. Right, let me go start from the back. Let's do some of the back ones. I don't want to say go into order now because it's getting boring. It's all to do with websites. Tom has been researching into use of game consoles and specialist input devices to increase children's participation in exercise. Okay, could be Tom could be a personal trainer. Identify 2 specialist input devices that could be involve players directly to exercise whilst using a gaming console. God, it's nowhere in your textbook, this, by the way. It could be... No, let's have a look what it says. Dance mat, that's Wii. Drum kit, guitar, microphone, Connect, Wii remote, Wii step. Crazy, isn't it? None of this is in your textbook, but yeah, it could come up. A personal trainer want to make an interactive game for the lower age participant or members of the gym, or maybe I don't know, even elderly people to get them more engaged. They buy some V's, and then you use V mode and V step. I cannot believe that is actually in part of your mark scheme. Nice, right. Tom, personal trainer, has recently been the victim of cyberbullying. Ready? Dear, oh dear. Describe one form of the cyberbullying could have taken. Oh, he could be a member, Tom. I don't know. Let's have a look at if he's a member or not, depending on what it says, really. Abusive messages on social media. He could be a personal trainer, and maybe for some reason some of the gym members don't like him, and then they just abuse him on the Facebook page of Maes Knoll Gym, and so he gets a lot of cyberbullying. He's gonna hate his job and he's gonna leave. So that could be it. So abusive message on social media. Someone posting comments to start an argument on a website. That would be also a form of yeah, Facebook messages is acceptable. The bullying aspect is inherent in the question. Right. Describe 2 ways that Tom should deal with cyberbullying to reduce the chance of it happening again. Report the cyberbullying. Block the user. Blocking and deleting comment, definitely. Let's have a look at what it says. Report it. Definitely, we said it. Report it to Facebook. They block it. Block the sender or the email. Yeah. So that they won't be able to contact him again. Again, just this one. Is it 2 mark? No, it's 4 mark. That means you need one with an explanation. Block it so they won't be able to contact again. Ignore the comment so that the sender does not get the enjoyment feedback. Yeah, they do it just because they want a reaction. Stupid people. Those are cyberbulliers. They do it just to get reaction. Actually, it says do not accept delete message. Report it is sufficient for 1 mark. Yeah, don't say delete the message. Yeah, I don't know why. It's interesting that they don't want to accept that. Has anyone passed IT already due to our coursework? Yeah, of course. It's not about passing this, it's about getting that distinction star. Which you all can. 3 more minutes. Let's have the last few questions. Look, I hope it's been helpful. I wish I could do this tomorrow. I can't. I promised myself not to work on my birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to sit at home and relax. That's what I did today. Again, I hope you took some stuff away from it. What should we do? By the way, if I don't see you Monday morning, I wish you all the best. I hope you do really, really well. Drop me a message. Let me... thank you. Drop me a message on Edmodo if I don't see you Monday or whatever. Let me know how it went. And again, best of luck with that. You're gonna do so well. Look, we've been preparing so much for this. Please use this. My very last advice, couple of top tips. This one, because it's the gym scenario, May 2016. Find it online. I'll tell you what, I'll put this on Edmodo in a second, after we wrap this up in 2 minutes. And I'll put the mark scheme, go through it. And then I'll put the... Thank you. I will put this this image or this Word document up there as well. Is there anything else you want me to put up? I know one of you wanted the 3 PowerPoints. Those 3 stuff. I will put that on there as well. What else? What should we do? What else do we need? Will the ICT teacher be in to come and see after the exam? Yes, some people will be in. Yes. Pleasure, Victoria. Anytime. Right. So that's my advice. Again, this one, May 2016 or June 2016 or May 2016, same thing. Go over this one. The biggest advice, I'll put this on Edmodo as well. You seriously get a full night's sleep, 8 hours. You really, really need to do that. I think staying up till crazy hours, it's gonna really ruin it for you on Monday. So my biggest advice is that 8 hours is so essential. Go to sleep early. Try to, I don't know, unwind as well. I would even unwind like in the evening. Watch something just to relax your mind a bit. Get it for 8 hours. You go in fresh, and then you're just gonna smash this because it's gonna be so easy. Because we prepared, and you have prepared so much and so well for it. Can I join this Edmodo thing? I don't know. Unfortunately not, Ryan. You will need to come to our school to join our classes. Is you're not from our classes then? Oh, okay. I don't know where else to put it. Right. Last minute questions. Anything else before I go? Let's have a look. Lots of happy birthday stuff. Thank you very much for all the best wishes. Thank you. I'm planning not to do anything tomorrow. Very nice. The fact that I'm from a different school and we have to teach ourselves this stuff because our teacher doesn't really care. Aqua Fox 264. I'm sorry. I know it's that's the problem with secondary school. A lot of teachers don't care, unfortunately. I hope it's been helpful though. And then again, these stuff is online. You can find it, the May 2016 stuff. Right, me neither. Could you do it on Google Docs and leave it in link in the description? I'll tell you what, I will do that. I will put it on my Dropbox. I will put it on my Dropbox and I'll put it in the description. Happy? I don't know how many we have from other schools. I'm really glad that other it's been useful not just for my classes and other classes as well. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'm looking forward to hear all the good feedbacks after the exam. I want you to come in and tell me how much you have smashed it, and you know you've done above 50 out of 60. Beautiful. There's 90% of the stuff in the booklet we got. Yeah, 95%. It's too high. 80%. 80%. I have always said this. I said the booklet that you got from me was 80% of the content. My videos and everything else, and especially this one, this session, this 1 hour and a half. We're clocking on 1 hour 35 minutes. That I covered so much. I hope it's been useful. Me and Oliver will come to your office after the exam and get a coffee shot. Right. Right. Thank you. Someone made a fan account. I have heard about the fan account, yes. Oh, I think we're wasting time now. Let's go, let's go. I think we should wrap it up. Go have some food. I'm gonna go spend some time with my Kiki and Mono, with my cats. And then make some food. Alright, again, best of luck, revise, sleep well before the exam, and yeah, you're gonna do well. Let me know, drop me a message on Edmodo. Right, I'm gonna go. See you later. Take care. Best of luck with everything. Bye bye. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.